So now you're kind of pushing for, like I said previously, if your mindset isn't, I want to go for rank 1, then you're going to fall short. So now that you're doing that, you also have to consider that you are a Grandmaster / Challenger player, and you need to be able to take what you know from competitive in terms of draft and at least apply it in your solo queue. So, for example, here where we got R5, I think picking Ryze here, even though this champion is more enjoyable, in my opinion, like it was kind of int going Ryze over something like Lissandra when they have the strongest 2v2 mid jungle in the game. The Splits was a complete smurf, like he was very, very good. So I think it's more of a thing here that even though you did want to play Ryze, you have to pick kind of for the comp. Even though I don't think Ryze is too bad, I just think it's way too much of a struggle because once your flash is gone, you're completely useless. Like, it's very difficult for you to navigate the game at all. So this was the whole top lane shenanigans. So the thing is here as well, like you are layering a minion and you're never going to be able to return auto attack damage, so it kind of gets rid of the purpose of it a little bit. Because right here, see, we're not actually putting anything into her. Because she can just get on top of us. Although one thing to avoid more when you're playing in this lane is you're playing way too close to these minions. So the thing with LeBlanc is since her mana costs are quite high, especially on a W, she's going to be constantly looking for times where she could actually, I don't know, what did she take level 1 here?
W.
Did she show it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because right here, her goal is to basically jump on these back minions and you at the same time. So you need to be playing around that so that she can't kind of get 2 for 1. Oh, Jesus. Why is my epic pen lagging? Okay. So she's going to win these trades 9 times out of 10. So I think here it's... I mean, you did get it back, and this was good. I'm surprised she lost so many of these trades early, actually.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know.
She
Ryze
was...
is not that weak, level 1 actually.
Yeah.
But LeBlanc is stronger though,
But like
if
here...
if I like hit 1 Q, like my E doesn't get cancelled, I can probably like run it down.
Yeah. So here, I think, so like I said with the runes as well, I feel like if you do favor going things like Corrupting Pot and Biscuits, then I definitely think Time Warp Tonic's way better. Because it's like, it's not only the fact that you, get like that little boost in movement speed, it's the fact that you get instant HP back. So in these kind of fights, if you had Time Warp here, you could actually keep chasing her down because she's got no W. And if she kind of looks to turn and do any damage, you just instantly pop your Corrupting Pot and then get instant HP back and you actually just kill her here.
Yeah.
So I think with the right runes here, you would have actually killed her because her W is, what, 16 seconds at level 1?
Around 13, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Like 16.
I know it's pretty big. So this, again, though, this is kind of where you have to play a little bit more careful, though, about putting stuff into the wave, because we don't currently know where the Lee Sin is. So yeah,
Right now.
Distortion, 14 sec. Oh, no, that's... wait, what am I...
Like Lee, at this point, he can gank around 220.
Oh, no. So, no, I was right. It's Distortion is 18 seconds at level 1.
What?
Yeah. It's 16 at level 2, so that's my bad. But yeah, 18 seconds at level 1. So these are kind of things that now you have to start nailing, you know? Like, you have to know exactly, like, cooldowns. Like, obviously, I know I messed up saying it was 16, but you need to know exactly how big of a window you have to punish. Because early in this lane, as soon as she uses that, so she uses it just around here, right? So right here, like, you're instantly counting, so 210, she's going to be completely useless until 228. So now this is a point where you have to be aggressive because you've got very low cooldowns. And you've got a Biscuit and Corrupting Pot. So the fact that we pull off the pedal here and stop kind of pressuring her, even like after this point, is a little bit sketchy.
I feel like Lee Sin has a gank timer right now, though.
He does
like,
have it. Yeah, he does.
If I like start to play aggressive here, there's like a really high chance of them killing me. Even though LeBlanc has no W, she still has like chain level 2.
Yeah.
Which is like, I think I should have just like.
You can
played
dodge it
like
though.
this. Yeah, but I feel like if I play aggressively, there's a high chance of me dying or like losing my flash.
And even like here, see, so here we're playing very, very far back when she doesn't have W. So we should be playing up and hugging the back of these minions. So the fact that we're spaced back, oh god. So the fact that we're spaced back here is kind of bad because we have this window for another 4 seconds. So we should be behind these minions. And then as soon as she goes to auto, because look right here, we have 2 minions that we can instantly kill with an EQ. And then as soon as she walks up for these, we can just auto her because she doesn't have W. So this is a window where we could have got a few autos at least, and also been behind minions to dodge her chains.
Yeah, my auto take to like my trading pattern or like my punishment of her cooldowns was not that good this game.
Yeah.
I
So
think I was really respecting the Lee. I think I kinda have to, but like at some point I should.
yeah. So the thing is, when we don't have information, great. But like here, for example, like we have information of where he is because this Ash is just playing great, to be honest. So, I mean, actually, the wave is in a good spot for us. So this is one of the moments we have information, but we don't need to force. Now, another big thing here is I don't think we needed to load an E into the wave here. Because this is actually good for us, and it's coming back, where as soon as we get that E in the wave, like, we're lucky it didn't hit the cannon as well, but we're just auto-pushing for no real reason. When we just know that the Lee has just finished his Gromp, so he's level 3 looking for ganks now. So if she's going to keep this wave pushed into you...
Like also, tried to like as soon as I spotted Kalis to go for top scout, I was trying to assist him. Like I realized too late that's like not possible. For
Yeah,
him to get
you
a
can't.
counter spell.
Yeah.
But like freezing and then roaming is really risky in early levels and like set up what they have. Because if I die here, like my wave crashes while this, I can still just TP back though, but I would still lose a lot of the wave.
But this is the thing where we're not looking to ever die here. Like even in this kind of roam up, like we can't contest Crab against a Lee Sin and LeBlanc. It's just not possible. Even with the Kazakhs, his damage is too low on an unisolated target. We just can't do it. So right here, he should not have been moving to this top Crab because he has information of where Lee is. So we don't want to fuck over our lane because our jungler is bad. Like, if he decides to go for that, I mean, so another thing is you do need to make sure that you're pinging more. Like, even just pinging him to back off because, you know, like we said, he was an autofill jungler, which he did play okay later on into the game, but this early game is where things are a lot more shaky. Yeah. So we have to make sure that we're using those pings. We have to also make sure that, you know, like this dumb shit, it's not happening. Because Lee was actually in his jungle. Funny enough. And then, yeah, here we just hold this. Obviously, this will turn into a slow push, but like, this is fine for us. LeBlanc isn't going to lose anything, but there's no way we can crash this wave anyway, so... Actually, she loses a little bit. Although, another thing, when your minions are on the tower as well, one of the big things that I've noticed that you do is you instantly load... you prioritize loading abilities into your minions instead of autos. Whereas there, like, wait until the tower shots hit once and then maybe try and layer into it. I don't think you get it anyway because it lost too much HP.
Yeah, I should like.
There's a situation later on into the game actually where we're loading spells into the wave on the tower instead of just last hitting. So this was actually a big problem because right here we made the right decision of resetting so that we can TP back to the cannon, and this wave is going to push into us as well. So this is good for us because if we fully spent and we were on the map, then she's going to have a very hard time breaking that freeze when we can just win the trades, right? So the biggest issue here is we looked bot, but this is already over. Like, this fight starts as we're recalling. So the thing is, we're never going to get to this fight in time. So we shouldn't even be looking. Like... so what we should be doing is looking mid right now, because if we TP to the cannon when it's very low, we can potentially deny it from her or force her to use mana to get it. Whereas here we just let it die and then we TP to a normal minion.
Yeah.
So if we're going to use that TP in lane, like reset when the cannon's coming or in the lane already, and it's kind of like TP is kind of a way that you can cheat a recall timer in order to get a massive amount of pressure in the lane with gold spent. Which we don't really do there. But now this is okay because, again, we want this wave to come into us. She hasn't spent yet. So And we're even XP. This was the start of the Blitz. I mean, the fact that Blitz came and saved this lane for her, like, is huge. Like, the fact that he just came and broke this freeze, like, this guy played so well.
Yeah, it was really big.
Otherwise, her lane was very, very rough here.
Like, after this point, she could have just... She can do whatever she wants. Like,
Yeah.
They have, like, such an active team with LeBlanc, Blitzcrank, and, like, we have Soraka, like, which can't roam at all.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird you didn't get gold for that one. Kind of strange.
Yeah, that was a bug.
Yeah, I think so too. Ryze is just one of the chances.
Like this,
Yeah.
Blitzcrank is, like, insane.
Like, the fact that he stayed is crazy. But one of the main things that we need to be doing is when we're looking for recalls, we need to pay more attention to the minimap. Now, I know this sounds stupid considering you're a challenger player, but so right here, like, not only do we need to look at the minimap, we also need to F-key more. Because right here, we need information of what's happening with this bot lane. We need information of if Xayah can farm this wave safely without Blitz being there. If the answer is yes, then we have to play as if he's already in mid lane. And maybe go into, say, a bush to recall, or just in this little crevice by here, just around the back there. Like, recalling in the middle of lane when we don't have Blitz on the map is big int. Because now we lose a recall timing.
Like, me recalling on the wave here, on the lane here, is like fine though, because if I walk into like the brush, I will lose 5 seconds, and it's like the fact that next wave is a normal wave. LeBlanc can crash it earlier with like double ultimate, so if I
mean,
recall there, I will probably lose up to like 2 minutes.
But the thing is, like, do you really think she's gonna get this push in time? There's a cannon. I don't.
To be honest, this happens in like 1 out of 30 games that the guy is like randomly coming in.
True. I mean, that is true. But when it's a blitz, like, I think it's a little bit more. Like, here she can clear this wave, but I don't think she'll be able to clear it and get back, especially considering you do have ult. But this is another really big mistake that you actually do with ult. Oh, sorry, it's later into the game. So your ultimate is actually an incredibly powerful tool when you're in these kind of matchups where you're looking to hold the wave back. So do you know about, obviously you know about the ult interaction with your minions, but what you can do is you can hold the wave here, and then say, for example, if we want to pressure, say, the dragon or anything like that, you can use your ultimate to get instant priority. Because what you can do is you can ult your minions from here directly into her tower, and that will basically give you priority instantly, you know? So you can use your ultimate aggressively in the laning phase, even though it doesn't seem like it, purely by using it to manipulate your wave. Which is something that I rarely see Ryze players do.
It's just smart.
It's very OP, because it's just instant priority. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Especially when you're against somebody like LeBlanc.
Actually, I'm gonna try that next games.
It's very good. I mean, it is also somewhat viable to use it from base as well if you need to, say, catch a cannon, but other than that, you don't really want to. So, obviously at this point now, like, we can't really look to fight because we're sitting on 600 gold, 700 gold even, and she's already reset. So at this point now, we're kind of in a position where we're just looking to farm it out and just look for a recall timer. As soon as she kind of resets, we can get that recall timer.
We're kind of into this though.
Yeah,
like
this
chain range was like insane though.
Yeah, so this week, I mean, she already fucked it up, to be honest. She's meant to wait for these to drop low and then W onto the backline and then E.
To be honest, I think she plays like she plays Thermoptonic because she had not enough mana for a whole rotation, but like she got like 100 mana instant. Like, look at this
yeah.
Now she has no mana for like
Yeah.
she has like 150 mana. No way she kills me there. And then she popped
Yeah.
Cookie and Potion and she could have killed me. That's
Yeah.
like really unlucky.
So, yeah, this was kind of sad. So here, obviously we just have to be a bit more careful about what rune she has. Like, I'm sure there was a point in the game where we would have seen that she had Time War. Wait, we just saw a leaderboard, scoreboard. Did she? Yeah, she does have it. Yeah, she's got Inspiration Secondary. So here as well, so this is, right, so this is the point I was on about. Now, right, one of the big things that you have to kind of know, now this is something that you usually learn when you play top lane, but it also applies to mid lane as well, is a lot of the power in your laning phase comes from slow pushes. Now, the reason you don't learn it as much in mid lane is because there's a lot of champions that can shut down a slow push easily, using, obviously, wave clear. but we still want to be basically getting slow pushes as much as possible. So right here, we actually have a fairly good wave in the fact that it's pretty much full HP, right? So what we need to be yeah, sorry, go on.
Agree to you, like slow pushing is like really good, but I think in the Strum's bot lane already brought the fight out. There's like no real way that I get like killed here though. Like normally when they already fight on bot, like I can just crash this wave and rather follow or look to do something.
But the thing is, I don't think we're gonna get here. Like we've got no ult, we've got no TP. At this point, we need to prioritize ourselves. Because I feel like if we prioritize a side lane when we're kind of sort of behind like this, especially considering our inventory is like full on like grocery store inventory, you know, like you've got a bit of everything right now. We've got a tier, we've got two starting items, we've got tier 1 boots, which also give no combat power, and we've got the null, which is okay early to kind of nullify some of the early laning kind of phase. But right here, we're not in a point where we can group and fight. Like, because we're just going to lose. So we need to farm up before we get to that point. So what we need to be doing here is letting this wave build up as much as possible in the tower. To the point that one of the things that you need to also do is you also need to be making sure that the tower shots are wasted. So what I mean by the tower shots being wasted is right here. Say this cannon was about to drop low. We wouldn't kill it or finish it off until the tower has fired another auto. As soon as that auto has come out that will kill it, we do, because it gives us more time to stack up a big wave, which will obviously benefit us quite a lot. Now, the thing is here, the fact that we instantly kill this means we're not going to be able to stack a wave up, whereas we could still stack 2 to 3 waves and push it in very comfortably. But we did go and clear this top wave, which was kind of important, but I think we... So
in this space,
yeah,
this
is good.
Like slow pushing, I'm not doing that much with the like delaying tower shots. But here, like at this point, slow pushing wouldn't be good because I get more out of it with just roaming top.
We did actually get a big wave here, actually, so I guess it's okay. But I mean, we should have also just left this on a. No, okay, this is okay. It's a very awkward situation because on the one hand, we don't see LeBlanc, so she's reset, right? Like she didn't die. No, so we saw him move down and hover bot side, but she could just come back straight away. Now the issue that we have here is if this LeBlanc plays it properly, she's gonna come and freeze this wave. She's gonna hold this, then she's gonna stack it up and get slow push into you.
I don't think she will like freeze this, because like the whole lane she didn't like play with the wave once, and like the second wave is spawning now. That means she would have to tank the wave for like 15 seconds or like 10 seconds, and I don't think she would do that after.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, it worked out. It was okay. Like, and we get this big wave top, which is actually really good. So she'd actually reset here. We didn't have any information, but she just recall. So yeah, so at this point now, you just have to get out this lane, just because. Has he got phase rush? No, so he's got conquer actually, so it's not as bad. I mean, obviously
at this point, I would prefer laning against Jace than laning against LeBlanc.
LeBlanc. I mean,
the problem is like the pure laning is like not the problem. The problem is like that they all reset and went towards top side though.
Yeah.
Like, even though I played the lane defensively, it was like.
Yeah.
If I'm not hugging turret here, if I'm not, they will just like.
Yeah, I don't think we can ever walk up. Like I think this is just kind of doomed.
I feel like if I like, even if I don't walk up, they would like. They probably can't dive me.
I don't. Yeah, they can't. They can't dive you if you're a turret. 100%. Like.
Yeah, like respect of your thing.
But obviously they've got a lot. Cause so the thing is here, like, so right here, obviously I can't see this, but in this moment right now, what were you looking at? Like, where were your eyes?
On the map.
Okay. Oh, okay. So if they're on the map, then why are we not processing the information that the map is giving us?
I did. I just like I even talked about it that I have to be safe here. I have to like position myself defensively. But I like overestimated like the Blitzcrank here. I expected like maybe LeBlanc or Sim, but like Blitzcrank.
We needed to be way more safe because right here, like we have no information on bot lane, we have no information on mid lane or jungle, so we have to just play as if there's 4 people in top. Like, so even though we're gonna lose shit from it, and this wave is actually pushing into him anyway, like we have to play in case there's 4 people top, just in case they are and this happens.
Yeah, I should have respected it way more. Like, especially after seeing that Blitzcrank is good, and he will probably do that.
Yeah, I mean, this Blitz was a god. I'm not gonna lie, he was very good. I wonder who he is. Darian D Legend. Oh god. I swear to god, I can't type to save my life lately. What's his name? Darian D Legend. Oh. He's not even on. This is a Smurf account. Yeah, he's on a fresh account, I think. He's not even on LoL Pros, so. So right here, what's happening with that wave actually? So this is a little bit scuffed. So right here as well, like I don't think we insta clear this either, you know. Like I don't think we want.
Like,
yeah, I think this is a little bit autopilot, to be honest.
Like full autopilot.
Yeah.
To say, though.
So in these situations, like just sort of ask yourself questions, like even if they're completely random, because as soon as you start thinking about a question that you've asked yourself, you'll kind of break a little bit of that autopilot a little bit.
Yes, like I kind of like when I talk to someone who are playing, like there's a pretty high chance of me falling autopilot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that always happens. It's the same with like if you stream. It's okay. So here actually, so this kind of we don't really want to reset the wave, because if we reset the wave, we're in danger. So instead of resetting this wave, just last hit. So this was the point I was actually referencing to earlier. So most of these are full HP. You do have to kill this one off, and you do have to kill this one off because the HP is too bad. But then what you should be looking to do, as soon as this starts coming in, auto attack these, layer them down, ready to last hit with autos from the tower. That way we're not using any mana, and we're also going to hold the wave for as long as possible. For the next one to come here, stall, and then it'll break and stall by here. And then we get a slow push in, and we have a wave that can potentially help us. Now, I do think that the fact of how big LeBlanc is, and the fact that she's coming up to power spikes, maybe won't matter as much.
To be honest, I feel like resetting the wave here is much better than slow pushing. Because like my jungler is rotating towards bot side, which means like we can't contest Herald, so we are probably forced to cross map it on bot. And I feel like if I slow push this, I'm like completely off tempo. Because like if bot lane would have played properly, we could have like just dive here on bot.
I mean, we could have, yeah. I mean, the bot dive could have been good here, but also, I mean, no, never mind. So usually, obviously, diving on the tower can be very risky in solo queue, but I think in this level of solo queue, you should still do it.
Like I don't know, like we could have just dived on this next wave. Should have definitely done it.
The only thing is, so right here, like we know she's top. So if we're not gonna kind of build a slow push to push it in, which is completely fine, like what we do want to do is we want to make sure that we clear the next wave, because right now LeBlanc isn't actually gonna get punished by roaming off because you don't push the next wave. So right here, see, like you should be pushing this next wave to crash before you go. Yeah. So especially now you're getting to kind of this level of play. You have to prioritize yourself before other lanes. Because when you're behind like this, if you don't prioritize yourself, like you're never going to come back into this game. Which I do think this one was winnable.
Yeah, it was definitely. If we didn't like make one or two insights later on.
Yeah. So see, now we're getting back to this point where we've got to come back and sort out this wave that we've already just left. Whereas this should have already been into town. And then we could have gone bot. We have TP as well, so... Like, we could have TP'd on bot here, and then just got it anyway.
We were really off tempo on this dive.
Yeah, this was...
That's, by the way, the reason why I, like, went before pushing the wave. We also saw them starting to rotate towards bot instant, so I thought, okay, fuck this wave, we're gonna dive instant, otherwise we're all just gonna die. But,
nah.
I guess.
Yeah, no. Make sure you get your wave first, especially because it's a cannon. And, I mean, actually, it's still... the gold is still reduced, but since it's a cannon, you do want to make sure you keep it. And yeah, this is just very rough. This TP was just bad. Like, there's not much else to it.
Yeah,
because your wave is a bit doomed now, as well. It's okay. She's never there at the right time to catch the waves. But the thing is here again, we're insta-clearing the wave, but I mean, it's not big enough to, for them to dive us, but we're also resetting the wave now and kind of in a situation where we're going to be fighting level 10 LeBlanc. I mean, luckily she just keeps pushing it back in, so it's okay.
Like I feel like at this point, I'm kind of like if she hard shoves the wave and wants to go for play, I just have to hard shove the wave coming into me so it can go for cross map.
Yeah.
Like there's like no way for me to control the wave at this point, so I'm kind of like forced to answer her. Like look, if she like pushes this wave, it's like kind of obvious that they would rather play for dragon or like for top for top play. But like that's a bit hard to coordinate in solo queue.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, at least we're not in the season anymore where we can have duo queues in Master Plus.
Yeah, that's actually quite nice.
I find it funny how a lot of people that used to duo like crazy to like Challenger, like complaining about not being able to duo anymore.
Yeah, like there's so many players who just abuse 2Q and were high low. Same like funneling. All the funnel players who are like 1k LP are now like 200. They just like the only reason why they are still decently high low is because they do Q and like D1 and dodge promos.
And also because I mean you still retain MMR. Like if you get an account like Challenger, like even seasons after, like the MMR is still somewhat retained as long as you play your placements.
Yeah.
I think it's on the second season of no play that your MMR gets soft reset. So this was, I mean, this guy was a fucking beast. Like,
I mean, why would he queue there?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I mean, maybe he predicted. Who knows? But
maybe,
this was fine. I did like how you moved to the wave, which was good. But so so there's a few things here actually. So firstly, your clicks here are really bad. So firstly, you should be looking to kind of get up here and kind of just go straight into bush and get away that way. So instead of running down the lane, because running down the lane, you just revealed where you are. Whereas what you could have done is gone in through here and then around the back of the alcove and then try to escape that way, you know? I think that was your best chance of survival. Now, the next big thing is your clicks are way too far away from your champion, considering you're in danger. Like, the fact that you're clicking all the way up here, you're telling her exactly where you're going. Now, one of the main things that you need to be looking for is the face. Now, the face of a champion is super important, and this is going to help you in lane, everything. Wherever, obviously, their face is, that's where they've just clicked. Now, right here, you've clicked here, and they can see that you've clicked there, and they know exactly where you're going to go to. So what you need to be doing is to control your champion in these situations. You need to be spamming clicks very close to your champion, because that gives you a lot more control. It's going to be much easier for you to get your mouse from here to sidestep the chains than it is to get it from here back here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're laning and say the wave is say here, like clicking up here and like down here in order to kind of go around like this is completely fine because it means that your clicks are not predictable. But then when you're trying to control your clicks and control your character as much as possible, as close as you can and just play them like that. Because I actually think with correct clicks here, you could have potentially... Actually, no, I don't think you live at all. I thought she'd change you, but she didn't. So, even though the click point is relevant, I think the alcove was the play there for sure.
Yeah, probably.
So this is fine. So at this point, obviously, I know we've covered quite a lot, and this is very kind of snowbally at this point. I do think I don't know if I like. I know you bought it ages ago, but I don't know if I like this verdant barrier here. What could you have got instead?
Nothing. That's why.
Nothing. Yeah.
You got nothing. I need
Yeah.
like 50
I guess it's okay for econ. I mean, I guess you're forced to take it because of econ actually. That's fine. Just wanted to see if there was something else. Because obviously defensive stats when you do no damage are usually very risky. So yeah, at this point it's very difficult for you to do much. Because they're just going to roam through your jungle over and over. So this is the case of now you're kind of getting punished for the mistakes from previously. The only real thing... I want to go over is kind of these late game where you're prioritizing to be. So this was actually Smurf as fuck. I can't believe you survived this. This was insane.
This game was like, I don't know, to be honest. Lee Sin, like Soraka kind of saved me. With the, like,
So
and Lee saved me as well though.
the first thing here, so the first mistake in this play is that we follow Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix has the ability to gap close, we don't. So what we need to be doing here is walk up through lane and show she's not going to back off just from you showing, right? So what you need to look to do is walk through lane, show, let Kha'Zix get on top, and then you can get her when she's on yours here, because again, she's used her W. This is, I think, 12 seconds now. Let me have a look. 10 seconds, actually, because they've been maxed, right? Yeah, it's max, so it's actually only 10 seconds. So it's still a 10-second window where she doesn't have it, but you need to make sure that you're positioned better to follow up. Because right here, you're walking past, like, no vision, right? So it's completely dark, so you just can't walk here. It's completely off limits. So again, here, and then you get her, and then you get out.
You should have definitely walked up away.
Yeah. This TP was... I don't know if it was worth...
If I didn't TP that one team, I would probably just like hard lost the fight.
I mean, are they going to hard lose here? Because Lee Sin's dead. I guess LeBlanc can come over. Yeah, I guess you are right. Yeah, you're right. Just because we don't know where LeBlanc is. Just because my thought process here is there's waves to push our bot and tier 1 bot to get, which is huge because that's first tower for your team. And then you save TP for Baron. But I think it is...
Walk bot, if I like TP bot, I will just force Nash instant. Or like...
No. Yeah, so walk bot and then hold the TP.
Yeah.
I think that I think that's a better play. But again, you are right in the fact that your team are in a very dangerous position without you there. Okay, so Kha'Zix actually got that, which is crazy, but again, just the way that we're walking about at this point. Now, this is the thing, I think because you focus a lot on your lane, which is good, at this point now, it's a case of we need to work on positioning more than anything. Because I think your positioning...
This fight was like, I don't know, why was Jason there, to be honest?
Yeah, I think he was waiting for you, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Like, because I think, the thing is, I don't think anybody else is like massive priority. I think he's waiting for you or Ash. As soon as Ash
like, Aatrox just passed by though, that's why I wanted
yeah, it was bad.
I wanted to cut off Blitzcrank's like part of the like playing.
Yeah. And then so it was the next TP. So it's the next time you had TP available and you were thinking about lane prioritization. Right, so was it here? No, so it wasn't here. This was an okay fight though. I mean, we got a lot of chunk on LeBlanc. Okay, I think it was here. Yeah, so here. So, multiple things. And there's kind of multiple layers to why you need to go top here. The first one being, you need to try and get priority in as many lanes as possible before important objectives. So the fact that you have TP means that you can easily go up, get priority in top lane, as long as you obviously don't die to LeBlanc. And then you either keep her top, because she has Ignite, not TP. So as long as you're not TPing out of a brush, you can always get a 5v4, which is very good. And also, she's pushing top lane out right now, so that she can rotate for the dragon. Which if you come and you stop that push, then you end up with an actual advantage around that. Dragon. You actually end up with an advantage around that dragon. So when you've got TP, your main goal is to be at the opposite side of the map to where the important objectives are, because you can get kind of a numbers advantage purely by drawing somebody to that lane. So right here, we instantly look to clear this out. Great. So
like, that's true, but like that only works if there's an objective up on the map. Like if not, they're not forced to play any sides and they can just punish me.
Yeah, no, 100%. But the thing is, the objective is about to come up. So when we're kind of thinking about things like this, we need to be considering the objective a minute or even 2 minutes in advance, because we need to make sure that the entire map is set up and ready for us to go onto that objective. Now, this is obviously something that's way easier in competitive because you can all be on comms and communicate what you're trying to do. But in solo queue, you still want to try and do it. It might come to the point where you're trying to force top in. LeBlanc's there. She won't leave. You just drop back and TP bot, and then you get an advantage that way. She might just completely leave the lane and then move down early to get there in time because she doesn't have TP. If she does that, you crash these waves into the tower, especially this cannon, because at this point, so what is special about 25 minutes into the game?
What?
What becomes special in the game at 25 minutes?
I don't know.
So you have multiple breakpoints in terms of when the minions become stronger. Now at 15 minutes you get a cannon in every other wave, and then at 25 minutes you get a cannon in every single wave. So the waves end up progressing from 125 gold to 195 gold as the game goes on. So what that means is if you get to this 25-minute mark and you're slightly behind, which you are now, you can come back into the game by prioritizing forcing waves into the tower. Because if you get one full wave at 25 minutes, that's going to be at 195 gold. And if you also deny a full wave as well, you're going to deny them 195 gold. So in theory, you get around a 400 gold advantage from that one wave. So if you get multiple waves in a side lane into tower and then TP to the objective, very good for you. So this is one of the main kind of core, this is one of the more subtle comeback mechanics that's in the game that is really important to know. So 15 is a double cannon every other, and then 25 is a cannon every wave. And this is why 25 minutes is where you can completely come back into the game. And this is where you see champions like Ryze, like Gangplank, these big late game scaling champs. This is the point where they end up popping off now. And this is why 25 minutes is a huge kind of milestone in the game, because that's when late game begins, pretty much.
Actually, like, that was kind of weird, but like, I should have flashed this.
Yeah, if we would have flashed this instantly, I think we would have actually won this fight.
But like, I actually thought, yo, even if I get hooked, my Soraka's behind me, but like the exact timing, like the bomb came out of there. So it's quite
this, great. Okay, awesome. Okay, good. Now here, again, if we just flash up here, we kill them both. So we never want a defensive flash, so obviously a defensive flash anywhere behind here is a no-go. Down here is a no-go, because, I mean, we did just see LeBlanc, so it's kind of ruined my point. But because we... because we don't see her, so we can't go here, so we just go here and we kill them both. Like, easily. We're going to one-shot this Xayah, I'm telling you. Like, she's very squishy, and she used her ultimate already. So, but I mean, it's a shame, because that would have actually resulted in Dragon as well. But, either way, obviously plenty of stuff to go over, but... is there anything specifically that you want to cover, or?
What do you mean, like in general themes? Or?
Yeah, just in general, anything that we've covered, or anything you want me to expand on more?
I feel like this was like learning that like wave management is like so much different in terms of like comp and solo queue.
Oh, 100%. Like, yeah, I agree.
Like slow pushes are like underrated in my opinion, but like in solo queue, the problem with it is that like your team doesn't give a fuck. They see, okay, you have a bigger minion wave, you're like further on the enemy side of the lane, and then they think you have prio and start forcing something before you have prio.
Yeah.
Before you crash wave. I like the things we talked about today.
Yeah, this will happen a lot. The only kind of thing when it comes to kind of those things is at this point of the game, like I said, your aim is rank 1. So it's kind of like you want to still make sure that you're doing the correct things and practicing doing the correct things. Otherwise, you end up in this kind of mindset where it's just very flippy and it's way too kind of disorganized. And then you'll end up in a position where you're chasing around the map to try and come back into the game, where your comeback mechanics are actually getting wasted because you're rotating too much, if that makes sense. But so I think focus on this. We'll go for another one, maybe either tomorrow or actually we'll say Monday. So have the weekend to kind of go over everything we covered. I'll upload it to YouTube as well, so you can watch it back if you want. But spend Saturday, Sunday focusing on these things, and then we'll do another session on Monday. Just kind of see how you've picked them up and what else we can kind of go for.
Sure. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries, my dude. Anyway, good luck with your games, and
thank
I'll
you.
speak to you again soon.
Enjoy the stream.
And you, in a bit, man. Bye, bye, bye.